Hey guys, this is Finn and Maggie, and we are doing our church update on Budapest. Now, we were only there for we got there, what time this morning?
2 o'clock.
2 p.m, and then obviously we're leaving early in the morning. So we were only there for a mere couple of hours, but what a precious few hours it was. What a beautiful city. But we managed to go, there's a YWAM cafe, the YWAM Budapest, owns a cafe that they run, and so we went there.
Which is also where one of the EC church plants for the next round of funding. I think they have their services every Sunday, so it's kind of a perfect meeting of two worlds. So
we went there just to see if we could find anyone to chat to, and no less than the head of YWAM Budapest was Steve.
Great Hungarian name.
He's actually Texan.
He's American, yeah.
But and we just asked if we could have a chat, and we had
That's a minute of waffle.
lovely half an hour chat, and it was great. But we thought we'd just share a couple of things that we found out about church in I was going to say Amsterdam, but it's not Amsterdam, is it? Budapest, and how God is moving. So Finn, do you want to start us off with?
So he was kind of talking about the attitude to faith in the city. He said people were really open and really curious, which is like a complete contrast to like Bratislava, for example, but very exciting. And he kind of said there was a revival in the early 90s, and that since then he's been in YWAM Budapest for about 29 years, I think.
29 years.
A long old time. And he said he's seen a lot of growth in that time, which is really exciting. And obviously that revivals, that's parents and then the kids and so on. A big increase in numbers, and the Catholic Church is diminishing again. Eastern European, so big Catholic influence, and then the churches YWAM is affiliated with are on the rise, on the up, which is really exciting. And
the churches that YWAM affiliated, obviously the YWAM foundational values are, I'm not sure if any of you will know, but they're very in sync with what we believe. So we take a lot of happiness and joy from the fact that these churches are growing, and perhaps the sort of older Catholic churches are diminishing. But people, if you even to apparently non-Christians on the street, they have a lot of respect for the church. Sometimes they do run into the same issue as we found in Amsterdam, where people, are very polite and have a lot of respect for the church, and will have a really good chat with them about faith. And then at the end, it'll be, oh, that's good for you. But
I think you get that anywhere, really.
But
he seemed really
particularly in
Amsterdam,
about the
curiosity. Amsterdam.
And he was very passionate and very he said, because it's very easy to organise events in Budapest, because you just need to email the police and then you can do anything you want. So they do homeless ministry, and they do worship and street evangelism and street preaching and everything like that. But one of the greatest things we found was the YWAM Budapest was in a setting where it was a cafe, and it's not a Christian cafe. There's no paintings of Jesus painted everywhere. It's a completely non-Christian setting, just a cafe, and these are so good. Like we were talking in other videos about making links, and for example, they have live music every Friday, which is intentionally non-Christian music, just to remove any sort of those barriers between non-Christians and Christians being friends and making links, and so that you can invite a non-Christian to church and go, oh, well, it's not completely strange. This person, and this person and this person. And it's so important to make those links. So it's so exciting that the potential new EC church could be in the setting, because we really think it's a great place for potentially a church plant for new Christians to come in and not be in a building with a spire and cold stone slabs and an organ, but just a cafe. Yeah. It's just a coffee shop. And how there's, for example, one of these things he was telling us the story of, there was a student that would come in and study. So they have a little library section. And he was studying on his laptop. And then he found out eventually and gradually that these Christians are normal people. They're not weird and bonkers.
We are weird.
Sometimes we're weird and bonkers.
We are definitely
but weird, but not all Christians. But
all Christians are weird.
But every human is weird. But
not
anyway,
totally out of the.
Totally Christians aren't wacky and.
We are wacky.
I'm not really helping.
I get your point.
But, and they found out, and then he actually got baptized we don't. But he got baptized in a paddling pool in that cafe.
Which is great.
Later, which is so funny. Love it. Like, what a story. What a story. They were talking about he knows of the
so he's not
potential Europe collaboration.
He didn't know of Europe collaboration exactly, but he knows the pastor.
Of the pastor of the church.
He's aware of the churches that run there because it's his space.
And he's very impressed by the numbers.
And he said he's a great preacher.
Great preacher.
Yeah.
And
so
it's great. Well, so you
good
were
noises. Like we didn't get a chance to really get that much information on that in that regard, but it all sounded positive, so it's good.
But the biggest thing I think was you were talking about the revival, and if I could just spoke a little bit more on that. So there was a big revival in the early 90s, and so the youth are growing up in a Christian family. So there's a big Christian youth, and that means more Hungarians as well are initiating church ministries and movements, and this is far more sustainable and authentic than missionaries coming in, because now they actually have a really young population of our Hungarians in Budapest that are wanting and are starting and initiating these church ministries. So really positive signs. I mean, we were only with him for half an hour, and potentially, he sugarcoated things, but he was an honest guy and really seemed genuine. And he found my jokes funny, so positives there.
One joke.
One joke. I got one of them.
And it was a smirk, not like...
Nah, he creased up.
So yeah, like everything with a bit of a picture of soul, but it seems like a really exciting place to minister.
Yeah, one of the most exciting places we've been, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so that was Budapest. And now on to Bucharest. So we'll see you there.
Bye.
Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.